All right, people, I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat, and this is a single flat rate box of peppers from Deathridge Peppers. Guys, if you want pods, you can eat the exact same exotic pods that I eat. You just gotta click the link in the description below. Now, nothing will challenge your pepper cutting skills quite like a Primotaliis will, because you have those long tails. But what I'm going to do today is I have three pods from Jacob Deathridge. One is a red Primotaliis, one is a caramel Primotaliis. One looks like a yellow Primotaliis, but it's billed as a it's billed just as a yellow Primo, but it really has that classic Primotaliis tail. Okay, so now, Primotaliis is a pod that was created by Chris Saunders in the UK, and he did it by crossing a yellow Pratali with a 7-pot Primo. Okay. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take pictures real quick of these peppers, and I'm going to eat them and show you what they look like. But I'll tell you this, I don't want to brag, but this could be some of my best pod cutting examples. Now, some of you may remember the last time I had a caramel Primotaliis from Jacob. It was a really long tail. Oh, the red one is ridiculous looking. And I think today I'm not sure if I've outdone myself as far as the pod cutting is concerned, but I'll tell you what, the last time there was a caramel Primotaliis, it was a dandy, and I've duplicated it, but with 3 of them. All right, so first let me show you the caramel Primotaliis. All right. Look at the interior of that. It's a wicked looking pod, but cut that thing perfectly. Here is the red one. Cut that perfectly as well. And this one has a very, very full placenta or pith. Okay, and then here's the yellow one. And again, split that perfectly. This is another really interesting one for the placenta. A lot going on in there. All right, so these are gonna be 3 really hot peppers, but now's the time. It's like this is pod season, but pod season, man, I'll tell you what, it comes on quickly. There's no pods anywhere. All of a sudden, pods are everywhere. And then as quickly as it came on, that's how quickly it leaves. So get your pods while you can. I'm gonna start with the caramel Primotaliis first. We're gonna eat that one and see how it goes. And then we'll go on to the red one and then the yellow one. Here's the caramel Primotaliis. I'm Johnny Scoville. Thank you, Jacob Deathridge. This is Chase the Heat. That is a pod that I would not have been able to eat when I started the channel. When I started the channel, I had I had an aversion to the floral taste, which is very flowery, almost perfumey kind of a flavor. It was problematic for me. I've never thrown up on film, but the closest I've come, or from a pepper anyway, I did a milk challenge. But as far as peppers, I haven't, and it's because, but the closest I've come was in the past when it was a floral pod. But that was just really, really tasty. It was floral, there was no bitterness, it was just super floral and pretty much hot right up front. The Primotaliis has a wicked burn, people. Now, it's not the hottest pod, it's the second hottest pod I've ever eaten. The hottest pod I've ever eaten was a warthog. And I'm thinking that, I've been thinking about the warthog so much lately. It's an interesting thing. We're talking about Primotaliis today, but the pod I ate yesterday, the 3 pods I ate yesterday was off the same plant where I had the rogue one that almost killed me. They weren't nearly as hot as the rogue one, which tells me that that one was a rogue pepper. But I also believe, and I could be wrong, but if you have a rogue pepper, I think that's shows you the potential of that pod. If you have a rogue Fresno or anything else, how hot it gets is the potential of what that pod is capable of, I think. Anyway, so that still gives me a lot of excitement about the warthog. All right, the heat on that one would be probably 8 or above for a chili head. It's a pretty hot pepper. We're gonna go to the red one now. Here's the red Primotali. That was fruity, but it wasn't floral at all, or bitter. Just very fruity. Now the caramel one was kind of split because kind of earthy, a little fruity, but a little earthy as well. There was no earthiness on the red one. It was just fruity, but it was hot. And these are really hot peppers. I'd say it's probably pretty similar heat with the red one as the caramel one. Burning in the same places, burning my throat. I don't think it was any hotter. Here's the yellow. I say the yellow one for the last because it's going to be the least hot. But there you can see a super skinny tail. Still split it perfectly. That really is a skill. Next time you get a Primotali, try to do that. Here's the yellow one. Super juicy. The juiciest of the 3. It was the crunchiest, the fruitiest, and the juiciest of the 3 of them. It was crunchy, but very juicy at the same time. And less hot of the 3. So I would say that the red one may have even been a little bit hotter than the caramel one. But the least hot was the yellow. As far as flavor, they were very, very different. The yellow and the red were closest as far as being similar in flavor. But the yellow one was fruitier than the red one. The red one was fruity, and all of them were fruitier than the caramel one. But all of them had great heat. The 3 of them my ears are burning. My ears had just started burning, so I'm gonna get a bit of an endorphin rush from 3 peppers, which is pretty impressive at this stage of the game. Get your pods right now from Jacob Deathridge. Check out this one. This is a white Moruga. Isn't that gorgeous? It's like a flower, right? Some very, very pretty peppers in here. Here's a unique one, a Zebrange. Looks like a sugar rush stripey kind of. Looks like a sugar rush stripey crossed with a bishop's crown, but it's not. But very, very cool. So listen, click the link below, get some peppers from Jacob Deathridge. It is pod season. Before you know it, I promise you, it's going to be gone. And we'll be like, what happened? Get your pods now. In the description box, you're going to see a link for Jacob Deathridge. Tell him I sent you. It won't get you anything extra, but get your pods now while you can. On the bottom, you're going to see Johnny Scoville Jr. and the Lifeboat. Please check that out. And up on top, Pepperology and the 26 most devastating challenges I've ever done. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.